I'm here to show you the theory behind Facebook ads for your home service company, what you need to do, how you need to think about it, how we've gotten clients for $2, and how we've made our clients over a 50 to even an 86 return on their ad spend, right? This is the exact process we use every time we onboard a new client. I am here to walk you through it step by step, how you should think about it today. First thing you want to do, you want to determine what the market responds to and even who your market is, right? First thing you can do just to give yourself ideas, I would never rely on this, but you can go look at your competitors, right? You can basically look at their ad library. You can find what they're doing for angles at which they're approaching, offers they make, benefits they use, pain points they hit, photos, creatives, right? Now, here's the only thing. You don't know how well their ads are performing. They, for example, could be fine with getting a customer for $1,000. But if you get a customer for $1,000, you lose a lot of money. So the goal is never to see, never to copy. It's to find inspiration, right? And the other thing too you want to do, you should see if you can look at your competitors, see what they're doing. Because this, if someone's interested, they're going to see other people in your area. You have to beat these people, right? And you have to be better and you have to convince them that you're better, right? Because the person who sells them the most in the ad is going to make the most sales the majority of the time. You can also look across the nation to see if someone else's ad funnel is working well. One thing you can do, if you see someone that works really well, you can just ask them for their stats. Honestly, just get on a networking call. I wouldn't really say this is common, but you can do it. But for the offer creation, this is the most important part. You want to find your ideal client persona, right? And what I mean by this, you want to find the best people for you to sell to, right? I'm going to use HVAC as an example, right? You might not want to do a simple repair, right? The economics may not make sense. But what you might want to target for upfront is you may want to just target for people who need a full installation or replacement, right? And off of that, you need to figure out what characteristics they have, right? And this may be something where it's like a need type service. You don't really have to hammer in why they should fix the problem. But for example, if it's remodeling and it's like an optional thing, you need to show why they need to do it, right? And this, what you're going to do is you're going to have various pain points. You're going to have benefits. You're going to figure out the desired state. You can use GPT to make this, but if you're going to use GPT for everything, you need to feed it quality and a lot of data to train it because the normal GPT sucks. But the other thing you need to do regardless, you need to show why they need to work with you and only you, why they should stop their search right away from looking at other people. How do you do this? You want to show your social proof. This can be reviews. This can be awards. This can be certifications. You want to show risk reversals, right? You can show, like, for example, satisfaction guarantee, quality materials, I don't know, stuff like that. You can show before and after photos. You want to make offers too, right? Like you can do something where it's like, this wouldn't work for the industries, but like buy one, get one free. We'll donate X% to charity. Satisfaction guarantee. You can do something where it's like, I forget the one we do. You can do emergency replacement. Like we guarantee we'll be there in 24 hours. So you can do that kind of stuff. And that works pretty damn well. But the thing is, you want multiple. You want multiple things you can test. You want like 5 different things of social proof, 3 or 4 different things, risk reversals, 5 to 10 different offers, right? And you can do what other people are doing and you can be creative too. And then for the ad strategy, what you want to do for this, you want to determine what is most likely to work. You need lead nurturing, and I'll go over this in a minute. You are going to either do a direct offer or a lead magnet. A lead magnet is something like a realtor going, hey, want to see all of the houses above $1 million within 10 kilometers of you that are for sale? Click below. That's something you can do for that. Or you can just make a direct offer where it's like, replace your heat pump today, something like that. Nurturing, that you should always be doing this, but I'll cover that later on. And the reason you need to choose what's going to resonate with them to figure out, do they want to solve the problem right away? Is it going to take them a long time to solve the problem? Everything like that. And you understand what your goals are for advertising too. You need to understand, am I going to get a sale today? Am I going to get a sale tomorrow? Am I going to want to nurture these people for a year, right? And you can also be something where it's like, do I want my ads to take people from lead to bot? That's nurturing, but we'll cover that in a second. So how you want to set up your ads, there's 3 things you want to do. And I'm just going to open up Ads Manager here. These are the 3 settings you are going to make when you make a new advertisement. I'll just create it off of my account here. Basically, you are going to have, I'm just going to do manual, but you are going to have your campaign, which is what I just did with your objective. And then here, you are really going to only have, if you want to do Advantage Campaign Plus, and what your the lead type is. Categories, generally don't have to worry about that if you're in home service for the most part. But for this, you generally want one campaign, which is this top thing up here, per service type, right? And then the next thing you want is the ad set level, which is this, right? You want to pick where you want them to go. Generally, for the most part, you are going to be making your you're going to be putting your ad creatives in here. You're going to be determining the budget in the ad set for the most part if you're doing different services. You're going to be putting your spend limit per ad set as well. Like, for example, if you have an ad set that's focused on retargeting, right? And you have an ad set that's focused on your 3 services, you might do retargeting for $2, right? And then the second thing is you are going to do your split tests in the ad set level, right? So your different offers, your different benefits, your different pain points, your different callouts, your different services, everything but your service is going to be on an ad set level for that service. And then you can also choose the conversion location, whether that's website, lead form, message. Generally, for the most part, most people find success with either website or instant forms. Instant forms is where they fill out a quick survey on Facebook. Website is where they swipe up. I would do website if you have a really high converting page. Instant forms if you don't. You can also do message campaigns, but that's kind of a pain if you don't have a full-time admin person because you need to reply right away. And then you can also do your targeting in here as well. For the most part, it's generally best just to do to do broad targeting. Advantage Plus, it's not a huge impact, but from what we've seen right now, broad targeting does get a little bit of better results. And then placements, you want to do manual placements. There's some to avoid, there's some to keep on. And then outside of that, for audience, if you're turning Advantage Plus off, you really just want age plus location and maybe gender, depending on the specific service offer you're doing. And that's really it. Mix of Meta's AI for some things, plus just telling it to only do this. The thing we've seen is if you do these things, like with Meta's AI, it can be more expensive, less dialed for the most part, just because broad targeting is generally the best if you have data to feed it off of. And then for the actual ad creative level, this is the 3rd level you might have seen. All you're doing with here, you need to connect your page and your account. You're throwing in your image and videos here. Now, the one thing highly underrated with this, you want a absolute ton of images and videos. Because here's the thing. You want to hit different angles. You want to hit different awareness levels. You want to hit different problems, benefits, solutions, everything, right? You want to hit the same thing, but you want to phrase it in like 100 different ways. And this means making different photos and videos too. Because if you see the same post in your feed, they're going to scroll. You don't want them to scroll. You want them to become indoctrinated. This is propaganda we're doing. And then the other thing too, you need the Facebook pixel install. That's just this thing right here. You need to link your Facebook page to your website, and you need to have your Facebook pixel up and running on your ads. As you get more data from your ads, or as you feed it past data, Facebook's going to optimize for people who bought or people who viewed it or whatever you want it to, right? The other thing you can do, you can put in your call to action, you can put in your primary text, and you can do like your incentive to book a call. That's what I like to do as well. Give them an incentive, tell them what's on the next page, right? Like for example, you can do fill out your info, give us a call, and we will see if we can help, right? But if you tell them like get a quick quote, they're going to expect a quote right away when they swipe up. So that's one thing to note. For the ad creative is what is being shown on ad. Think of it as like the thumbnail for what I have for this video. You want to do a couple different things. First, your goal, stop them from scrolling, right? That's the main thing. You only want to cater your ad creative, like the photos and videos, to your target audience, right? And you should be editing these and doctoring these up, because the thing is, the more production value you have, the more professional you look, and the more they can trust you with their money. You do want to make these for all benefits, services, and ideal client personas, people you can sell to, right? You want to make ads for all of these that cater to everyone. Let's cover visual first, like what you're doing in the visual of the ad. You can create images, videos. If you're doing images, put text in the offer, make them doctored, like put stuff in the photo, right? And then before and after work really well. Carousels work well where you show multiple photos. And that's generally it. You can show your guys too if you want. For video, you really just need a creative hook that stops the scroll. Like if you've seen something where it's like a bull going to hit a guy and then it transitions to the guy getting hit, you can do something like that. It just takes a bit of time to film. And then for the videos, you want to be concise. You want to be clear. You don't want to have more time than you want it to. And then outside of that, for the images and videos, you don't have to call people out with like their audience. Like if you get ads, you might see stuff where it's like, hey, pest control owners with 5 technicians. You don't have to do that. You can just talk on the problems they have. Like for example, you can say, hey, pest control owners, are you struggling with your admin team to keep sales dialed in or whatever because you don't have enough leads? Like, great. They have an admin team, so you're going to keep watching. But the other thing, this is the written portion of the ads where you are determining what surrounds the ad. So like you have the photo and the video and you have text, basically. The primary text where you can put in long form copy, you want that to call out the problem. You want the hook for them to resonate with it so they click more. You want to include pain points. You want to include offers. You want to include social proof. You want to tell them what's going on next. Headline, you just need a good headline, like I said. And then call to action, you need to tell them what's going to happen, what they need to do, how they should do it, when they should do it. Simple stuff like that. And then the button on Facebook, I generally just do learn more or get a quote or apply now. Apply now is like something where it's like a scarce kind of thing. Learn more is just generally what we do. And then get a quote is something where it's like very price driven service. And then next thing, you want to talk about your audience here. Like all we want to do is we want to make 2 types of audiences. One, that's our cold targeting. These are people who've never heard of you before. Broad targeting works the best because let Facebook decide who to get it to. Location, age, gender, that generally works. If you have a lot of data in your metapixel, like if you've ran ads, if you have a lot of customers you can feed it so that it can learn from, this is going to be the best. But if you don't, do Advantage Plus. And then let the creative optimize your ads just in general, right? Like you want Meta to see, oh, okay, this landing page and this ad and everything here caters to people making $1 million, for example. So I'm going to show it to people who make $1 million because people who can't afford it. So it's not going to be of value to them. If you do that, you're crushing it. You're doing good. And the other thing, lookalike audiences, you want to do this. You can run ads to these people. This is more for retargeting, in my opinion. But you just need to do the setup for this. A lookalike audience is when you take, actually, let me do custom audience. A custom audience is the exact audience list, right? So if you have people in your CRM, you can link that to Facebook. You can do people who view your social page. You can do people who visit your website, people who engage on your ad. Like I like doing watch for 3 seconds. For this, you are targeting those exact people. Lookalike audience is when you tell Meta to find more of those people. The goal with this is just to be omnipresent when you're remarketing to these people because this is your remarketing list, if anything. And the next thing, it's just determining your ad strategy, right? You want to determine the order of your tests, and I will cover that here, the biggest things you can pull. And you want to create your KPIs, your key performance indicators, and your minimum standards for success, right? Say, for example, you should give it a few days and enough budget to get a couple of sales tests and know what's working. But for example, if you hit that and you're over your budget, you have to switch things or reduce the scope so that you can get back there. We do recommend testing with enough budget to get a couple of jobs right away, but we do like seeing some of these quantitative tests for our clients who have a little bit less budget so we can decide what is going to make it work for them. So like a lot of the times, the biggest thing you can test from a broad perspective is the service test. This is something you should be testing no matter what. Offer tests generally work very well to determine what resonates and what's going to make you the most money, just because it's demand and the sale and all of that. Creative tests, this is going to be the most amount of time that you spend here. The metrics you want to optimize for, you want people to watch the ad for 3 seconds. Generally, that determines the quality of the creative, right? If you have a really good optimized creative and you have a lot of people stopping their scroll, great, you did a great job. And then the click-through rate. If you get a lot of people that stop their scroll but don't click through, something in your ad doesn't resonate with them. You can fix it. And then CPM price, that's just the quality of the ad. That determines, do people actually want to see this? Because you are competing against other people for attention, right? And right now it's election season. So the advertisers for elections are pumping up the average cost per impression. CPM is cost per 1,000, cost per mil, basically. And what you want to do with CPMs, the lower the better. But here's the thing, if you are competing against millionaires versus 20-year-olds, it's going to be more expensive to get in front of millionaires. So this is not the be all end all. It just determines the quality of the ad versus for the people you're bidding on, right? I would look at click-through rate and thumb stop ratio. If one of these is good and the other isn't, you can know, okay, I need to optimize the back end of the offer, like the copy, what's being said, everything like that. If the thumb stop ratio is good, you know you did a good job hooking them and you can keep that. And then outside of that, ICP tests, you can just run different audiences to test what works and what doesn't. And then the only other thing you want to do is just copy, right? You want to test, do people click through? Do they convert from the ads? Are they framed properly? And this can be copy on the ads, copy on the landing page, everything. The goal is to make them opt in. And from opt in, how warm are they for buying, right? That is generally about it for advertisements. This is just a quick comprehensive guide that we do for our clients. If you want us to install this for you, we can install an end-to-end advertising funnel for Facebook, Google Ads, LSA, and a few other channels as well. The only thing you have to do, you have to pay for the marketing spend for the first 3 weeks. And then if you want to stay with us, then great, you start paying us equivalent to what we're making you. If you have any other ideas for things you want me to make content on, please comment below. I read all of these and I do make videos on them. So just give me a shout.